Now everybody knows that recessions are brutal, right? But here's the thing. They're also predictable. When the economy crashes, it's always the same types of people making the same types of mistakes that end up broke. So today, we're breaking down exactly who gets wiped out in a recession, from first to last. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to become recession-proof. But before that, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Let's start with the first and most obvious group. Overspenders. These are the people who upgrade their lifestyle the second they get a raise. Or worse, spend money they don't even have. New paycheck, new car, fancier apartment, new clothes. It never stops. They figure, I can afford it, or I'll just cut back if anything goes wrong. Then the recession hits. The layoffs come, and they're stuck. Why? Because rent is still due. Gas prices didn't magically drop. And those car payments? Non-negotiable. Suddenly, what looked like a great lifestyle becomes a trap. Here's the truth. Yes, you deserve to enjoy the money you earn. But if your lifestyle costs more than your income, you're living in a house of cards. Luxuries turn into liabilities fast, especially during hard times. The solution? Simple. Spend less than you earn. You don't have to live like a monk. Just don't let your lifestyle become your downfall. Next up, emotional decision makers. These are the people who panic the second they hear the word recession. They make rash choices in the heat of the moment. Maybe they spread gossip at work to protect their job and end up getting fired. Maybe they panic sell their stocks at a massive loss or pour their savings into a sure bet that goes bankrupt. All of it driven by fear, guilt, or the need to do something. But emotions make terrible financial advisors. Recessions are hard, but temporary. They last about 10 months on average. The real move? Slow down. Before you panic sell, gamble, or make major changes. Ask yourself, is this helping my long-term goals? Chances are, it's not. Now let's talk about risk takers. Sure, no risk means no reward. But some people go all in on the riskiest stuff possible. Crypto, speculative stocks, unproven startups. Take someone who puts all their savings into one coin. It soars at first, and then crashes 99%. Now they've got nothing left to survive the downturn. If that's you, the good news is that risk does have a place. But it needs to be one part of a bigger strategy. Diversify your investments. Keep emergency cash. You can bet big, but only if the rest of your financial foundation is solid. The next group that crashes in a recession? People drowning in debt. Debt can look like a shortcut to wealth. Buy now, pay later. But when the economy slows and income drops, it becomes a trap. Remember 2008?
They're essentially down by 4-5%.
We're down over 16%. Dow at the same time has fallen about 18%.
The stock market is now down 21%.
Because we're now down 43%.
People took on mortgages they couldn't afford, thinking prices would rise forever. Then rates spiked, prices crashed, and millions lost everything.
What in the world is happening on Wall Street?
Here's the rule. If you're in debt, pay off the expensive stuff first. If you're not, avoid it unless it's for something essential. And if you must borrow, like to buy a house or start a business, make sure you can still afford it even if your income gets cut in half. Now, let's talk about specialists stuck in a narrow skill set. These folks are really good at one thing, and only that one thing. Problem is, if their industry gets hit, they're stuck. Let's say you're a game developer who only works in one specific language. If studios stop investing in games during a downturn, your skill is suddenly useless. It's not about being bad at your job, it's about being too specific. The solution? Learn how to learn. Adaptability is your biggest safety net. There's a famous quote that goes, "A human should be able to change a diaper, plan an invasion, write a sonnet, and die gallantly." Specialization is for insects. You don't have to do everything, but being flexible makes you valuable anywhere. Comment the word prepared down below if you're committed to building real wealth, not just surviving the next recession. Next up, underprepared savers. They've done a lot right. No debt, some savings, but they stop there. They think, I've got $12,000 in the bank. I'm good. Then they lose their job, rent's still due, and 3 months later, the savings are gone. Recessions last 10 months. If you only plan for 3, you're still in trouble. You need at least 8 to 12 months of living expenses in a safe, liquid account. And beyond that, make your money grow. Invest in low-risk, diversified assets that beat inflation. Your future self will thank you. And now, asset-rich but cash-poor individuals. They've got real estate, equipment, maybe even a business. On paper, they look rich, but they have no liquidity. Then the recession hits, revenue dries up, and they've got bills to pay. Their assets are valuable, but can't be sold overnight. This happens all the time. Someone builds a great business, reinvests all profits into assets, and forgets to hold cash. Then they need to sell equipment in a buyer's market just to survive. Don't let this be you. Cash is king, especially in a downturn. Always keep a portion of your wealth in liquid form. And finally, the survivors. They've built strong financial habits, saved consistently, avoided toxic debt, diversified their income. They don't panic. They don't overspend. They're ready. When a recession comes, they don't just survive. They look for opportunities. They buy discounted assets. They invest. They grow. Because wealth isn't about how much you make. It's about how well you manage what you've got. Build systems that work in good times and bad. Recessions reward the prepared. So now you know, if you want to be recession-proof, you can't just look wealthy. You have to be smart, steady, and strategic. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss our latest uploads.